All right, so this is kind of like a back and forth of a lot of people talk about like, hey, should you have a new car or an old car when you're a real estate agent? And really, honestly, me personally, it doesn't really matter. And this is why, is because I have a newer car and then I have a little bit older car, and I've shown properties in both. And it really doesn't matter, because if you are professional, granted, you don't want to show up and you have a spare tire on your car and the window's broken and you have duct tape covering it. Those are things that you don't want your client to see. You want to be how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you've heard that phrase is, so if you show up and you have a spare tire on your car, the window's broken and there's other things that are falling off your car, the bumper's falling off, then people will see, okay, well, if you present yourself this way, this is how you're going to present yourself as an agent or a professional. So even if you have an older car, doesn't mean much. It means that maybe you're frugal and you're using that money to put your kid through school, or you're putting that money down for another house or something like that. If you present yourself with an older car and it's fixed up and it's nice and it looks clean and put together and it's washed, that's all you need. So the thought process behind, well, you need to have a new Mercedes or a BMW, doesn't mean anything. What really it comes down to is how you present yourself formally when you come up to the house to show the house, or if you're hosting an open house, or if you're coming up to a listing presentation. You can have an older car. Just make sure that car is nice, and it doesn't have to be updated. It can be clean, put together. The tires, there's newer tires on there. It's not falling off. Also, the bumpers aren't falling off, and the bumpers look nice as well. So those are things to look for, because people just like you, if you go into a store or something like that and you see something where the rack is torn apart, that's presentation. You just want to have a good presentation and a professional presentation to make sure that you're a successful agent. That's all you need. You don't need a brand new Mercedes or a brand new Range Rover to make that happen. So those are things to think about, especially when you're getting into the space and you're not doing a lot of transactions earlier in your days versus longer down the road where maybe you've been an agent for 5-6 years. Just make sure that you present yourself well and professional, and that goes through cars, that goes through your emails and everything else. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them below. Thanks.